All right, welcome back to the channel, and we got a good one for you today because where this is coming from is the majority of new real estate agents, or maybe real estate agents that are looking to spark their business, or small business entrepreneurs or salespeople who are looking to just reinvigorate and almost spike their production and their performance. This comes is a hot topic for them. And the reason why, listen, we're typically bogged down, or there's distractions flying at us every which way and sideways, whether it's transactional issues, or maybe an agent's trying to get in touch with you, or a loan officer is trying to court you, or maybe you have a pain in the butt client. I don't know. Like, there are so many different things that are going to attempt to take you off track. And the biggest thing that I see, the biggest issue, if there was one thing that we would solve in this lovely market, and really in any market, is the consistency of execution needs to be done. So in this video, what we're talking about are the three different ways that you can hold yourself and increase the level of self-accountability that really most people aren't talking about, so that you can simply get into action, push your business, and build something that's sustainable, predictable, and scalable at the same time, and build, again, this lifestyle that we are talking about that you truly want and or deserve. So again, let's get into this content and truly dive into the topic. And let's start here, right? So when we're looking at self-accountability and self-coaching and raising up your levels of consistency, what's missing is understanding, first and foremost, it's almost like a mindset shift, that some of the stuff that you have to do so that you can push your business forward is not entirely enjoyable, right? Some of the lead generation activities that you do, maybe some of the past client stuff that you do, it's going to be a little bit out of your comfort zone, which means that you need to sort of embrace that climb a little bit. It's gonna hurt, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, by it hurting a little bit, by you getting a little bit outside of your comfort zone, you're actually becoming a better version of yourself. You are adopting the habits and disciplines and mindsets of someone that is producing and performing at a higher level. That's exactly what it's about. Now, unfortunately, majority of real estate agents or small business entrepreneurs or loan officers, they will not embrace that. They will not embrace the climb. They don't like being sore after a workout. They don't like the pain that's coming by doing those actions. And the reason why, honestly, is because they're not looking at the long-term consequences. All they're looking at is the short term. All right, so here are three different ways that you guys can look at this and improve your self-accountability by these simple hacks. First and foremost, listen, I know this might be a little off for you, meaning, again, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, and yet what gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets done. So what I would encourage you to do is outline exactly what you need to track, what those key leading indicators are, or those key leading habits, those cornerstone habits that are going to truly help you and catapult your business, your revenue, your finances, your lifestyle forward. It could be waking up at 5 a.m., 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30. It could be reading 30 minutes a day. It could be getting into 2 hours of lead generation. It could be talking to 20 people during the week or 100 people during the week. This is going to be unique to you and your business. It's going to be unique to you and your targets. And yet tracking on a daily basis is something that is really going to level up your performance and your production. And the reason why, again, is because what gets measured gets done. If you print out a tracker at the beginning part of the day or the beginning part of the week, and you outline exactly what it is that you want, your brain starts to go to work on, hey, how am I going to get this done? How can I make sure that I'm going to hit some of these targets? How can I make sure that I accomplish these feats that I'm putting up, right? How do I make sure that I can achieve what I say that I want to achieve? And here's a bonus. As you are tracking throughout the day, there's some lovely chemical reactions going on, so that every single time that you do a check mark, or you fill in a box, or you get closer to your goal, It's stimulating and motivating you so that you take even more action. It's actually a confidence loop. So the more action that you take, the more confidence that you develop, and the more momentum and motivation that you drive. So the tracking piece of it, as unsexy as that is for the majority of real estate agents, for the majority of small business entrepreneurs, for the majority of loan officers, it is a must do inside of your business. It's a must do inside of your business. If there was one thing that I would say for you to focus on in the next week, is to identify what that looks like and put it into place with regard to your tracking. Now, if you need a tracker, this is what we're here for. Feel free to leave it in the comments. Say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a tracker. I'm looking for ways to track. This is what I'm looking to actually track. Or, you know what, I need some help in identifying what those trackers are. Put it in the comments. I will respond to you. I'll help you in any way that I possibly can, including sending you trackers or sending you ideas or asking about your business a little bit more. Again, this is about you and your journey and how we can help get you there, right? So again, tracking is first and foremost. Now, second, again, this is one of those things that's going to probably push you outside of your comfort zone, and that I would encourage you to find an accountability partner. It doesn't have to be a coach. It doesn't have to be a mentor, but an accountability partner, a peer that you can check in with and get a pulse check on a daily basis or a weekly basis. If you're just starting out with this, I would highly encourage a daily basis. So the second step to this, outside of your tracking, is then to get an accountability partner. Now, when you do get an accountability partner, I just want you to slow it down and understand what this relationship looks like. And what it looks like is on the daily accountability side, in conversation and say, hey, this is what the target is. This is where I'm headed. Here are my priorities. This is what I'm tracking today. And then at the end of the day, you're going to then follow back up and say, I accomplished it. I didn't accomplish it. I allowed this and this to come in. But it's very, very results driven. It is not supposed to be a mastermind. It is not supposed to be a brainstorm. It is not supposed to be a bitch session. It is not supposed to be something that you jump in and you complain or tell about your entire day or what food that you ate. That's not it. In fact, what you end up doing is, again, focus on the results and what you actually did or chose not to do. And then you start over the next day, right? If you couple that along with tracking, you are launching your productivity and your performance. The potential for you to execute because of that accountability partner and because of that tracking just exponentially raises. Just by those two simple little things. Remember this, that only 3% of people actually write down what their goals are for the entire year. Less than 1% write down their targets every day. So if you want to be an upper 1%er, one of those less than 1%ers, one of those top producers and performers, think about what you just did in those two simple steps. You just said, hey, I'm going to track, which means that you do have to write it down. You have to identify a daily target. You have to identify your daily priorities, your daily intent, your daily mission, the drive for that given day. Now you have to track around it. And then when you share it with somebody and you allow somebody else to be a part of that journey, it just completely blows that out of the water and shatters the norm. It raises that level of performance and production for you as long as you allow that accountability partner to be honest and call you out when you don't produce or perform. So here's number 3, right? Number 3, I absolutely love. And it's primarily because not very many people will do this. It's primarily because when I say to do something like this, what I typically see is, okay, I'll do it. And then halfway through, it's not done. Or halfway through, it's, oh, I got distracted. Or halfway through, it's, you know what, it was just too tedious. I couldn't do it. So here's my challenge for you. And it's probably one of the best things that I've done for myself in terms of production and performance, and it's simply time journaling. So what I'm hoping is that you have some form of a schedule that you are running, whether it's Google Calendar or you're writing this in a notepad, a notebook, but you have some form of a calendar that you're running. And because of that, you are outlining and trying to design what your day looks like. But now I want to see how efficient you are with your time, right? And be honest. That's going to be key. You want to be honest with this. So in your time journaling, go ahead and start in half-hour intervals or maybe hour-long intervals, and start with putting alarms on your phone, which means that, hey, every hour you're going to go ahead and assess what you just did for that entire hour. Every half hour you're going to do that and say, okay, well, you know, this half hour, my original plan was to do X, Y, and Z. I chose to do this, and I scrolled through Facebook, or I went to LinkedIn, or I was responding to emails and text messages when I really should have been doing this and sticking to my plan. What it's going to do is give you immediate access to really assessing your situation, pivoting, and moving in a different direction. What we're looking at is almost a consistent assessment of your trajectory for that day and a consistent awareness around your direction, right? What it's really doing is giving you the opportunity to look at your performance and production in real time and make adjustments along the way. When people do this for extended period of time, whether it's 7 to 14 days or even longer than that, what they end up seeing is a significant level of production and performance increase. And that's really what it's all about. It's 3 simple steps so that you can get yourself into consistency and higher levels of performance and production. And these are things that you can do yourself. These are things that you can implement next week. These are things that are tactical, tangible, that without any real cost, you can put into place. Now, I challenge you to do that. Instead of just watching this video and saying, oh, you know, those are some good points, take at least one of those ways that you can do that and just put it right into place. Take it and go ahead and just say, hey, I'm adopting this for next week. And I'm really curious, inside of the comments, let me know which one that you were going to do. Let me know which one you're going to choose. Because I'm really curious to see what your results are, right? And again, if you need any help along the way, make sure you guys put it right inside of the comments. I'm here to support in any way that I possibly can. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like this, share this, do what you got to do to get it out to the world and let them know, hey, listen, I am stepping up my consistency, which means that, watch out, world, I got this coming, right? Guys, until next time, I'll see you very, very soon.